So cloud computing is an on-demand delivery of compute power. So whenever I'm talking about a compute power, that is nothing but CPU and memory is something called compute power. And apart from this compute power, we need a storage, we need a database, we need applications, and other IT resources, right? Through a cloud service platform. So whenever I say cloud service platform means it might be AWS, it might be a GCP, it might be Azure, or it might be any cloud platform. Okay. But remember, if you want to access this platform, what you need? You need something called what?
Internet
Internet. And
network.
we need something called pay as you go. So what is this pay as you go? Very simple. Take an example. You are building an EC2 instance that is called virtual machine in normal terminology. So whenever you're building an EC2 instance, the billing happens hourly basis. Okay. Now take an example. Today you have just used for 4 hours, pay for 4 hours. Right? If you shut down, there is no billing will happen. Right? Now take an example. Tomorrow, if you are going to use it for 10 hours, pay for 10 hours. If next week somewhere you are using it for 24 hours, pay for 24 hours. This is what exactly the billing goes on. Right? So this helps you out in saving the lot of money. Okay. So this is what exactly how it is going to work. Right. So now you might also have a question here. Is AWS has only billing for hourly basis? No, it's not like that. We can also buy a dedicated server. It can be 1 year to 3 years, right? So that means what? You need to either pay 1 year or you need to pay at a time 3 years. Getting it? So this is what exactly happens here. Okay. So there are so many types of there are different methods of payments we have, right? You can buy a dedicated server, you can bid the machine, you can bid the resources, so many things we right? There's so many flexibilities the AWS is giving us. So based on your requirement, you start using it. Getting it? So this is what exactly how it's going to go with. Now, whether you are running an application that shares photos, photos to the millions of mobile users, or you are supporting the critical operations for your business, okay, a cloud service platform provides a rapid access to, flexibility and low cost resources with cloud computing, and no need to make large upfront investment, right? So you'll ask me, what is this large upfront investment? That is nothing but we don't know like how our project goes on. Today only don't invest for your future, right? We don't know how our future will be because maybe right now you are a monopoly, right? So there is no competitor, right? But maybe in future, within 6 months, within 8 months, some competitor might come. They might come up with some new ideas. Maybe there will be tough competition. You might not survive in the market, or you thought that you are going to get good profits in the market, but the profits are being shared between the two companies. Okay, then see what happens is you know your investment goes waste because why? Because you're investing today only for your future next 5 years. Okay, so this is what exactly this is something called large upfront investment. So now you will say that that is what exactly happens in real time, right? We never buy the resources for today or tomorrow. We buy for next 1 year, we buy for next 2 years, right? But there is nothing wrong, but see, always you need to think positive, but you should think sometime negative also. If in case if the company doesn't run, the project doesn't run, okay, then there is a situations like where you have to wind it up. Then you will give the salaries and you will just clear everything. What you will do with the hardware? Now take an example, you have invested something 5 CR for this particular hardware. If you want to sell the same hardware in the market, no one is ready to buy even for 2 CR also because it becomes seconds. Right? No one shows the interest. Very few people they will buy the hardware which is used. Getting it? So that is the reason. So it is not recommended, okay, to invest large upfront investment on hardware and spend lot of time on heavy lifting and managing that hardware. What is heavy lifting? That is nothing but moving from one place to another place, right? Moving from one building to another building, moving some other place, right? So this is what exactly. See, previously, 15 years back, people used to build the data centers wherever they are working, right? I will tell you like take an example. I'll give you an example about Bangalore, right? So we have a IT hub in the center of the city, but previously we used to have a data center some outskirts of the city. But now what happened? Everyone want to come into the hub because transportation, there's so many things comes into the picture, right? So like this, this is what exactly about the heavy lifting, right? Now let us discuss the cloud, right? See, many people, because before we come to the cloud, we used to work with our environment only when you know the hardware, when you know the location, when you know the people only used to work. Does that no? But whereas when it comes to the cloud, right, I don't know what is the hardware the AWS is using. Whether they might be using Dell, they might be using HP, or they might be using their own hardware which is manufactured by AWS. We don't know, right? I know the location, but I don't know exactly where it is. Getting it? I know that it is Hyderabad. Hyderabad is a very big city. Getting it? It's 80 kilometers, but I don't know in Hyderabad where this AWS is maintaining their data centers, right? And unknown administrator. I don't know who is managing that. Whether the people are managing or robo are managing or some automation is happening, I really doesn't know about. Still, what we are doing is blindly we are trusting the vendor that is called AWS, Amazon Web Services, and we are trying to use it. Are you getting it? So this is what exactly. That's the reason, like up to last before COVID, maybe 2016, 2017, 2018, people never trust the cloud because they have a fear. I'm putting everything on the cloud. If something goes wrong, how how my business will run, right? If my someone try to hack my data, they capture my data, then how I'm going to run? This is a problem we have. But slowly, what happened is this cloud vendor started, providing such a good security that companies, not only companies, I'm telling you, right? Government organization, governments are trusting the AWS cloud, GCP cloud, Azure clouds, right? So after the trust established, then only the people started using this resources or services, we can say, right? So this is what exactly how you're going to go with. Then this is what this picture gives us information saying that how this cloud is going to getting it. So how to access this cloud? You can access your cloud using laptops, desktops, servers, phones, tabs, anything you can. Okay, then now let me show you something here. So this is what exactly this picture says, gives us information that whenever you are working in IT infrastructure, right? This many teams you're going to see: hardware team, network, data center, wireless, network, software, virtual assistant. This is what it's. You'll ask me why like that? Why we need this many teams? Tell me. One person can handle it, right? Yes or no? So you should understand one thing. See, I will give you an example about me. Like I have started my career somewhere 18, 19 years back, and I worked with a company where I used to have only 3 to 4 servers. I know everything about that 3 to 4 servers, what it is running, when the server got booted, who logged in, who not logged in, how much disk space we have, everything I used to monitor. I used to know, right? But right now, when you get into any environment, did you get a chance to see only 3, 4 servers? No, it's a big environment, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, 3,000, 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 10,000 servers like this we have. Now, when you have such a huge environment, is it easy for you to manage everything or is it easy to remember everything? No. That is the reason they have divided the things into something called teams, right? They have categorized into something called groups. Getting it? Hardware group, network group, software backup team, like this. So what they will do, network team only take care only about the network. The entire 2,000 servers network they will take care, right? And hardware team take care about entire 2,000 servers hardware they will take care. Getting it? So like this, it has been divided. Okay, so that's the reason like the teams are working. That's the reason nowadays maintaining infrastructure is very simple. I mean, it looks like simple, but there are so many challenges behind the screen. Getting it? So this is very, very important thing that you need to understand, right? But before we get more into the cloud, you should know how a traditional infrastructure is built, right? what challenges we are going to face, what kind of investments we have to invest. You have to know all these things. Then only you will understand why people are switching from the traditional environment to virtualization, and even from virtualization to cloud. Are you getting it? So this is very important thing. See, immediately people never jump from their physical environment to cloud, right? People, they have also used the virtualization in their environment. Even in virtualization also, they have seen so many challenges, and to fix, to overcome that all challenges, they have adopted cloud. Is it clear? So you have to know
Yes.
what is IT infrastructure management. So IT infrastructure management is an essential operation IT
Okay.
components such as policies, process, equipment, data, human resources, external. This is all comes under something called IT infrastructure management. And whenever I'm talking about IT infrastructure management, is divided into categories like system management, network management, storage management, database management, security management, right? There's so many things. Backup management. This is what exactly we have. Okay. So now Uh, this is what exactly how it's going to go with. One person is not going to handle everything. It is not easy. You should remember this. Now, this is something called a data center here. So whenever I'm talking about a data center, you should know one thing here. So the place where you build this entire infrastructure called, that is called data center. The place where we build this infrastructure. What is infrastructure? Servers, storages, databases, security, okay, everything, operating systems are running, and I'm sitting somewhere in India connecting to this data center somewhere in UK, US, Singapore. So this is something called data center. Even right now, like the way we are communicating through the Zoom, that is also going through this kind of data center and coming to you. It has been processed at the data center. It is processed at the server. Now you'll ask me, okay, this kind of data center is called physical, right? Even AWS also will maintain this kind of physical infrastructure only to provide us virtual infrastructure over the cloud.
Okay.
To provide us virtual infrastructure over the cloud. This is very, very important thing that you need to know. Clear? Right. Now, when I'm talking about the data center, now take an example. You are called as infrastructure administrator. Now you want to build a data center for your company, for your client, right? They have given you a freedom of building the data center, right? Because you have a vast experience, they understand that as you have a vast experience, they have given full control, ask you to make the decision and build a data center for them, right? Now, if you really want to build a data center for your client or a customer for your company, what challenges you're going to face, from where the investment start. To build a data center, what you need a space. If you want a space, you need to buy the space, you need to lease the space. What is mean by space? You will go to some big 10-floor building. You will say that this floor is totally 5,000 SFT. I want this 5,000 SFT somewhere in second floor, third floor, fifth floor, whatever it is. And they said to get this for 10 years lease, you have to pay me something called 1 crore, right? This is the way how you have to invest. Getting it? So this is what exactly. Okay. So the first thing is you need a dedicated space for housing and infrastructure. Second thing is you need a high speed bandwidth, internet bandwidth. You'll ask me, sir, why we need high speed internet? High speed means always you think about broadband. No, it is not broadband. It is called leased line. It is called leased line. You will ask me what is leased line, or we call it as a dedicated line. There is lot of differences between broadband and leased line. Leased line means very simple. It is called dedicated line. Dedicated line means, for example, okay, I will give an example here. Like whatever the network connectivity that you are getting to your premises, right? It is a dedicated connectivity. The bandwidth is never shared among the other people. Okay. And one more thing you should understand, you are
So,
getting.
what is the high, sorry, Balachandar.
Yes.
So, high bandwidth internet and lease internet. So,
High.
the IP addresses are different, or
No.
there will be for lease. It's an dedicated IP address. VPN, VPN address.
Yes, yes.
But for high bandwidth internet, it is not?
Yes, it is also. The leased line or dedicated line is only called as high bandwidth internet.
Okay.
Okay.
So what is the other one?
Other one is broadband, which we are using at home.
Broadband.
Broadband means what?
Okay.
We are getting one connection to one area, and this connection is shared between many users. This is called broadband.
Okay.
Are you getting it? Okay. They will lay
So
one backbone.
broadband is,
Yeah.
uh-huh.
They lay one backbone cable here, and from this backbone, they will split
And
the
then,
connections like this.
mm-hmm.
Okay. They will release a certain speed, and it is being used by many people. Right? So this is what exactly. Right? So high speed internet is nothing but we can treat that as a broadband, right? Or as nowadays, if I want to take, I mean, high speed internet means it is called leased line. So basically, nowadays, internet is also provided. The high speed, why we are calling high bandwidth means they are providing internet access through fiber cable,
Yeah.
right?
So that's
When
what I
they
was
are
gonna say,
providing,
because now the
when,
houses also have the
yes,
dedicated VPN
yes.
VPNs.
So when they are providing a dedicated, fiber cable to our premises, that becomes high bandwidth. Why high bandwidth? You know what is the speed of the fiber? It starts from 128 Mbps to around 10 Gbps second. Also, it will support. Getting right? So this is what
Mhm.
exactly how it's going to. And we also have the other network that is called, have you heard about this InFi band? Okay, InFi band is also the next level of whatever the traditional network we are using, right?
What
Even
is
that
that?
also
INFI?
InFi, INFI, that's what.
Okay.
Okay, so this is what exactly. I can just show you. So when I'm talking about InFi band, you can see it is delivering what 400 Gbps to 51 Tbps of aggregated, bidirectional throughput. This is what exactly. I'm going to put the speed here. So see 10 Gbps to how much it is supporting? 800 Gbps. And the latest technology it is pushing how much? 1.6 TB per second. Now you should understand how much. See, there are different types of cables in InfiniBand. Now you want to go with single data rate, you want to go with double data rate, you want to go to quad, you want to go to 14, enhance, high. See, so many things. Now you will say that, boss, I need very high speed. Then you can go for this very, 800 Gbps per second to 1.6 TB per second. See, such a huge data it is going to support. Clear? Understanding, right? So this is what exactly how you're going to go with. And if you want to know something about fiber cable,
Yes. Uh-huh.
fiber cable speed.
Yeah, I know. I
So
don't
when
know
I'm,
the speed,
yeah,
the number,
even,
but yeah,
yeah,
I know it is speeder than the
this is,
regular.
even this fiber cable has a limitation, but InfiniBand doesn't have. You can see this. This is what exactly business fiber is 100 Gbps. Okay,
Yeah,
this is
I
what
have.
exactly. See, 1 petabyte per second. Understand how much speed it is. Okay. Okay, so this is what exactly. Right now, every entire globe is connected with the fiber cable. Yes, sir. Right? The fiber
Yes.
cable is laid inside the ocean. It is connected
Yeah.
with all the countries, right? Because we have a good internet, that's the reason we are able to connect the cloud environments. In case if you don't have enough speed, what is the use of connecting cloud environment? Tell me? right?
Agree.
And AWS is also providing its services only to the countries where they have a good speed internet. Getting? So this is what exactly how you're going to go with. Okay. So this is very, very important thing that we need to know. Okay. So now you have understood about high speed internet. Then we need extremely redundant power supply. See, without power, we can't run the show, right? Servers will not run, storages will not run, right? So what you have to do, we need something called power supply. Redundant means what? Maybe you are getting a power supply from one location. If this goes down, your data center is down, right? But of course, inside the data center, we might have a generator, we might have a UPS, not a problem. You might have your laptop has a backup, that's not a problem. But how much time you can run? I think you can run maximum 24 hours with the generator, right? You can run with the UPS for 8 hours only. With your battery backup, you can run 3 to 4 hours. That's it. This is what it's saying. Nothing else. So that is the reason whenever you are trying to, buy the power supply from the power department, they are going to provide you this kind of redundant power supplies. So you're going to get, power supply from the area A and as well as area B. If suddenly area A just goes down due to some reasons, area B will give you the power supply to your data center. This is called redundant power supply here. Getting it? Now, dust-free control. Okay, control environment. What is dust-free? You know, like not now, maybe 10 years back, 15 years back, we used to face the downtime because of dust also, because of rats also, because of cockroaches also, we used to face the downtimes. Getting it? So this is what exactly. So make sure that your data center is dust-free control. And then we need something called efficient cooling system. You need to invest a lot of money on this cooling system. Okay. Why? Because a data center should have a constant, temperature, constant cooling system. You can't reduce the AC because it is winter. You can't increase the cooling system because it is summer. Nothing like that. You have to maintain, it might be any season, you have to maintain a constant cooling system in your data center. For that, you need to invest a lot of money on the cooling systems here. And to secure your environment, what you need a physical security, right? You need to hire the security people, security devices, monitoring, I mean, camera, so many things you have to do because data is very precious, right? If someone gets into your data and theft the data, this is a big problem, right? So you should be careful. Then inter data center network, we call it as a DR. DR stands for disaster recovery site. So we have to build something called DRs for your data center, for your servers, for your data. Why? Suddenly something goes wrong with one side, you should able to access the data from the other side. So this is very, very important thing that I can do. Then hardware replacement. You should talk to your hardware vendor and you should get a premium support. Why we need a premium support? Because if suddenly some hardware fails on the fly, they have to replace the hardware and then need more time and more expenses to build this kind of infrastructure. Getting it? So you have to plan. If one person is planning is not over, to execute that plan, we need hundreds of people. Getting it? That too skilled people. This is very, very important. So now you understood like if you really want this kind of environment on a traditional way, it is first of all expensive, it is time taking, and whatever the fund you have, 80% of your fund you are going to invest on this data center. Now, how you will run the show with another 20%? Right? It is not possible. Impossible, that is. So that is the reason it is not recommended to go with this kind of infrastructure. Okay, now you will ask me what I have to do. You have to go for a cloud. You have to go for something called cloud here, right? So now this is what exactly different types of teams that you're going to come across when you're working with the data centers, right? So now because we are going with the cloud, we never know who are there. Okay. because we are managing everything through the cloud, right? So this image gives us information, the challenges that we are going to face in the physical infrastructure, right? And I will tell you, 15, 16 years back, when I worked with some company, to bring one server into a production, they used to take 6 months time. I think so. So
Mhm.
this is what exactly happened. 6 months means it's not a small time, right? Okay. But now, if you ask me, you want to build 100 machines within overnight, you can build it because you are using cloud. Okay. So this is what exactly. And many times we will have a question, who is using cloud? So around the globe, there are many people using their cloud. If I want to give you, Netflix is totally on the cloud, right? You know, when we go back 6 years, 7 years back, Netflix subscription was very expensive. 599 rupees was the subscription was. But right now, if you see, it is 199. Even in future, they will give it for 99 rupees also. So how they are making it such a low cost, and how they are making Netflix is available to everyone? Because they are using cloud. They are reducing the cost, right? So that's the reason, we are getting services of Netflix for less cost. Are you getting it? And I can assure you that there are many companies on this particular globe, they are using cloud technology. Okay, they are using cloud technology. I'm not saying that they are only using AWS. Based on the requirement, they might be using GCP, they might be using Azure, they might be using Alibaba Cloud, they might be using something called Red Hat Cloud, they might be using IBM Cloud. Whatever the cloud they need, they are going to use. Okay, somebody will say that I don't want to use AWS Cloud, they will use Red Hat Cloud. Someone says that I don't want to use Azure, I want to use something called Oracle Cloud. It depends, right? So this is what exactly how it's going to be, right? So now these are all the organizations they are using the cloud. Most of the US government organizations are using, even Indian government organizations are also using, and all over the globe, many countries, their government organizations, they have started using AWS, right? So you will ask me, because the cost is low, they are using it. Of course, the cost is one major reason. Apart from this, security, availability, are you getting it? Okay, this is very
Yeah.
important. Okay, so many things comes into the picture now, right? So why AWS? Complete network of storages, processing, and services in the cloud. Everything is in cloud. Everything I'm telling you. Okay. Then second thing is most used cloud architecture provided in the enterprise market. So this is what exactly always people prefer only the companies that provide services to enterprise. If AWS says that, boss, I am not ready to provide for enterprise market, will people come to AWS? No. This is very important thing. And next is large data centers deployed in the world. So when I just talk about large data centers, where it is deployed. So let me show you. To understand this, what you need to do is very simple. Go to Google and just put AWS Global Infrastructure Unit. So whenever you put a global infrastructure, click on this first link here. And whenever you just try to click on first link, it will take you to this particular URL, right? And in this URL, you should see something. It is clearly giving that 39 geographical regions AWS is running, right? 39 geographical regions, right? So basically, the entire globe is divided into something called continental, right? We have a North America, South America, Europe, Middle East, Africa, Asia Pacific, Australia, and New Zealand. This is what exactly. So in this seven continental, we have something called 39 geographical region. So you'll ask me, what is this 39 geographical region is nothing but it is a physical location from where the AWS is running their data centers. Right? For example, in India, we have in Hyderabad, we have in Mumbai. Right? For example, if you go for North America, in North America, how many regions we have? You can see here. How many regions we have? 9 regions we have. In these 9 reasons, 2 reasons are dedicatedly used for a US government. Okay, they are using dedicatedly for US government. Yeah, understanding. Then one is in Canada, one is in Mexico, one is in North America, California, North Virginia, Ohio, Oregon. This is what exactly we have, right? You can see this map here. You can see this map. When you click on this Canada West, you can see this US West. Okay, you can click on US West, North California, right? When this North California region has been built in 2009. Okay, if I go with North Virginia, if I go for North Virginia, when it is built in 2006, can you see this? Actually, AWS started its journey in 2004. Getting it? But when in 2004 they have come up with a service called what? SQS, right? But what they did is in 2006 they have come up with EC2, they have come up with S3, and they have come up with SQS. This is what exactly, right? So how many availability zones we have? 6 availability zones. If I want to tell you in AWS, the biggest region is North Virginia. Oldest region is North Virginia. Okay, any new service they are going to implement, that is going to implement on North Virginia only. Okay, sometimes you want to use some services you might not get in your region. So simply people jump into North Virginia and they try to use it. Are you getting it? So jumping
Yeah.
means not traveling to North Virginia. I can sit in Hyderabad and I can access North Virginia. Are you getting it? So this is what
Yeah.
exactly, right? And when we talk about Asia specific, this is totally 13 reasons we have. Totally 13 reasons we have. You can see this is all exactly. Okay, anything is coming soon, it is marked like this. Okay, so this is what exactly how you're going to go ahead. Like for example, if I click on Middle East, this is all. So when you see this kind of color dot, you should understand it is coming soon. Okay, whenever you see a dark one, okay, this is nothing but well established. It is running. Is it? This is what exactly you need to know. Right? Clear? Right.
Yes.
So this is what exactly the data centers around the globe here. Now see, I will tell you, when I started working with the cloud or learning with the cloud, at that time we used to have only less than 20 reasons we used to have. Right? Getting it? Not less than 20, I'm telling you. I have just seen 15 or 16. Then slowly, they started building the reasons all over the globe. Are you getting it? So this is what exactly how it is going to go. Now you should know what is scalability and elasticity. So scalability means you can grow the resources, but you cannot shrink. This is what exactly scalability. For example, you have a laptop. It is having 8 GB RAM. It is having something called i5. It has a 1 TB hard disk. 1 TB hard disk. Now take an example. You want to increase the resources. Only you can increase what? RAM. Because your laptop supports 16 GB or 32 GB. But right now you have how many GB? 8 GB. You can scale it. Okay, you will buy another 32 GB or 16 GB module, you will insert it, it will get upgraded. Now you will say that after 1 month, you'll go back to the store and say that boss, now 1 month is over, my requirement is also over. You take this 32 GB RAM and give my 8 GB RAM and give my money back. Will they give you? No.
No.
Okay, this is something called scaling. Only you are investing to scale, but if you don't need, you cannot reduce it. Right? So what is elasticity? Elasticity is something like rubber band. If you pull it expands, if you leave it, it shrinks. So elasticity is also something like that. So grow as needed, shrink as needed. Right? So this is what exactly. Now you'll ask me how it is going to grow. We have a concept called auto scaling. What is this auto scaling? I'll give you one example. Assume that Amazon is running a sale. Okay. And before they start this sale, they analyze and they have started building the environment, saying that last time they required only 20 EC2 instance to run the sale for 2 weeks. Right? So what they did is they have built this 20 machines today also, this week, because the sale is going to start tomorrow, day after tomorrow. But this time also they planned same way. The sale was 2 weeks. This time also they have built with 20 EC2 instance. Good. Now suddenly what happened? The sale which was started, it went crazy into the market. Then last time there was only 2 lakhs people they have purchased. This time there was 10 lakhs. Because the 10 lakhs people are hitting this particular environment and this is not able to manage, the load is not able to manage by these 20 people. Are you getting it? I mean, 20 people means 20 servers, right? So what we have to do, if you want to add it manually, till that time will the customer will wait? No, right? So that is the reason we are going to configure auto scaling. What auto scaling will have? It has something called soft limit and hard limit. I'll put soft limit as something whenever these 20 machines are busy and they are using 60% of their resources, immediately I am asking the auto scaling to add another 4 machines. Getting it? Now what happened? It has become 24 missions today. The billing is going for 24 missions. Then take an example, after 2 days, the sale has become normal. And it is running everything using this 20 machines only. The another 4 machines are really not used much. So at that time, what they will do? Auto scaling, it will try to release this 4 machines and there will not be any billing as it releases the machine, as it deletes the machine. Is it clear? This is what exactly auto scaling will happen. So auto scaling comes under elasticity, not scalable. Clear? So this is what exactly how you're going to go with. Any questions still here? Let me know.
No, I think I'm good.
Right? So why cloud computing? First one is low TOC. TOC means cost of the owner. Because you have to observe one thing, many starter companies, they are just using cloud and they are surviving. Surviving in a sense, they are running their show. Getting it? In case if you don't have a cloud, right, it is tough to start a starter company. Are you getting it? With a less
Yeah.
budget. Maybe they have only 5 lakhs rupees. They want to start a company, a gaming development company. So they have a people, they have a space, but they don't have a money to invest on hardware. They don't have a money to invest on something else. So that's the reason people go for it. The second thing is reliability, scalability, and sustainability. Third one is secure storage management, low capital expenditure. I told you, right, with only 1, 2 lakhs also, there are many people that started running their projects. I think, and free from internal resources.
Benefits of cloud computing.
Yeah, it is utility based, easy agile deployment, device location independence is not there. You can sit any corner of the globe, you can access. Only condition is you should have a good internet speed. And 24 by 7, yes, AWS provides 24 by 7, and their support is been categorized into many things. They provide you categorized, I mean, documentation based support. They will provide article based support. They provide live support. Right? This is what exactly happens. And as you know that pay as you go, because as we go for pay as you go, that's the reason things are happening properly. Right? So this is what exactly. So AWS benefits, reducing the hardware cost, operational cost, deployment cost, increasing the resiliency, performance, and capacity. Right? So we have discussed all these things. There's nothing to discuss. And cloud service layers. So whenever I'm talking about cloud service layers, basically it might be AWS, GCP, or Azure, whatever it might be. The cloud service layers are three. One is in application layers, in platform layer, and infrastructure layer. Is it clear? So you should know
Yeah.
what is application, what is platform, what is infrastructure. So to know this, you should know the cloud computing models. So when I'm talking about cloud computing models, you should know first about this one. This is called traditional, this is called on-premises. Getting it? So when I say on-premises, application, data, runtime, middleware, OS, virtualization, server, storage, network, everything should be taken care by us.
On premises. Mm-hmm.
Everything should be taken care by us. This is something called on-premises, right? Now I'll go for a cloud. When I go for a cloud, we have totally three models of cloud. One is IaaS, that is called infrastructure as a service, right? When I'm talking about infrastructure as a service, you should understand one thing. Whatever you're seeing in green color, that is being managed by the cloud vendor, and whatever you see in a blue color, that is managed by us. Are you getting it? This is very
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
virtualization, server, storage, network is provided by the cloud. And this is comes under something called IaaS, that is called infrastructure as a service. Getting? So this is what exactly. Then we will talk something about the other thing, other cloud. PaaS. PaaS stands for platform as a service. So when I'm talking about platform as a service, whatever the layers that is in green color, that is
Mm-hmm.
managed by the cloud vendor. And whatever you see in a blue color, that is managed by us. This is something called platform as a service.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have a SaaS. SaaS stands for software as a service. Everything is managed by the cloud vendor. For example, right now we are using a Zoom. This comes under software as a service only. Are you getting it? Okay, this is
Yes.
very, very important thing. Not only Zoom, you talk about Citrix meetings or you talk about the other important thing like Google Workspace. This all comes under something called SaaS.
Mm-hmm.
Getting? This is what
Yes.
no need to install anything. Just go to the browser and you start put URL, put the username and password, log in and start using it.
So you're saying start using, but it's not start using. It's like customizing according to your requirements.
You're talking about
So
SaaS?
that's with, yeah.
SaaS, we are not customizing anything, right? For example, you're using Office 65, Office 365. It's a web-based. What you will do? You'll have some URL, you'll put username and password, you log in and start using it. Is it clear?
Okay.
Right? Take an example, you're using Google Workspace. Google Workspace, if you want to use what you're doing, you're going to put an URL, try to log in, and you put a username and password, and then log in. Clear? Understand? So this is the example.
No, SaaS is something know you have in the SaaS application you have a lot of things, globalized. It's a global thing they build for everyone. But you when you are using, you you pick and choose what you need to do according to your policies, according to your environment, according to your requirements. You choose them and you connect them and according to the your client or uh, so you do that. That's what I did. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not the Office 365 or something. We work on the
Office
application
365 comes
like
under SaaS, I
EC2.
am telling you. It comes under
Yeah,
SaaS
yeah, I know.
category.
I totally understand those, but
Even
if
you talk about Google Drive comes under SaaS. Google
those
Workspace
are the,
comes
yeah,
under SaaS.
those are the ones are built for public,
Mhm,
for offices.
mhm,
But when you are working with the company,
mhm.
uh, you customize that, you pick and choose, and you mold them according to your things. And those are the things we I manage them. I test everything. I
Mm.
make sure that my team tests everything. So I worked on the SaaS projects, and the ServiceNow is the major
Mm.
projects I worked on.
Mm.
So we build, so we take only some across based on that. That is the base platform,
Mm.
then on that we customize. They give us the access, and we customize according to our policies. We take the SaaS applications, and then we use them. So that's where
SaaS,
the testing comes for
you
the
see,
SaaS.
you're getting confused. SaaS
Mm.
applications, right? So
Okay, so that is the infrastructure, you say, that IaaS
that's what I'm
or the
talking about
PaaS.
infrastructure. You're talking about application.
So you're gonna say that I'm talking about the PaaS
You're not talking
platform.
about PAS. You're talking about SaaS. Have you heard about CRM tools?
Yeah.
CRM tool, it comes under SaaS only. What you will do,
Mm,
tell me, you will put a URL in the browser and put username and password, you log in, right? When
mm,
you log in, it gives you a clear dashboard, and within the dashboard, whatever you want, you can do it there. Are you getting it? Okay.
mhm.
So this is what exactly. See, you should understand SaaS means there is nothing to be installed. Just open the browser, put a URL, put the username and password, then manage everything.
Okay.
Getting it? Is your Office 365 depend on
So what
Windows
is the
10?
example of SaaS application in AWS?
So in SaaS application in AWS, its console itself comes under SaaS, right?
Yeah, all
Okay.
consoles comes. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I
AWS.
agree that.
Why? Because you're not installing anything, right? Just go to the browser, put aws.amazon.com and click on console signing, put the email address and put the password, then sign in, then try to start using it.
What you are doing there
What you
after
will do,
logging in?
as
What
you
you are
log in,
doing
what
there?
you will do, you have to create the resources, right? You have to access the services. What services you want? Your client is asking me to build something called 10 machines. Go to the EC2 services and start building 10 machines.
Okay.
Getting my
So
point?
that is the SaaS.
That is something called SaaS.
Yeah.
Getting
Okay.
it? Email
Okay.
is comes under
We both
SaaS.
are on the same page.
CRM, ERP, HR tools comes under SaaS, right? HR, previously we used to install HR tools on your laptop or desktop. Getting it? Nowadays, no one is doing that. Okay, they're
No, I know
installing.
that.
Yeah.
That is the old age, like 10 years ago, from last 10 years, nobody's doing.
Mm,
Everybody logins to the portal and they do that.
mm.
Okay, they got it.
So there is no data stored locally, it's stored centralized. Getting it? Right? And platform as a service means middleware, web server, deployment tools, development tools, database, Java runtime. This is something called platform as a service. And infrastructure as a service means what? Servers, storages, networks, data center fabrics, firewall, load balance. This is comes under it. Right? So if I want to give an example about infrastructure as a service, you can treat EC2 instance comes under infrastructure as a service. What comes under
Yes,
EC2?
it
Why
is.
we are considering EC2 as an infrastructure as a service? Because to run this EC2 instance, we need a compute power, we need a storage, we need a network, we need an operating system, we need application. Getting my point? So this is
Mm-hmm.
what. So infrastructure as a service means compute power, storage, and network. This is comes under infrastructure as a service. Getting it? So this is what exactly. So this is what how it's going to go. Then when I talk about PaaS, Elastic Beanstalk comes under PaaS, platform as a service. So what is the difference between EC2 and Elastic Beanstalk? EC2 instance just comes with the infrastructure that is called hardware and operating system. You do not get any application. You have to manually install the application. But whereas when it comes to platform as a service, we can deploy a machine with application. Not only application, you can deploy auto scaling, you can deploy a load balancer, you can monitor your machine, everything you can do it. This is what exactly it goes, right? And we have something called software as a service. Software as a service means I'm giving example of our Office 365, Google Workspace, Dropbox, Salesforce, Cisco, WebEx, so many things comes in. Is it clear?
Yeah.
This is how exactly we're going to follow. So when I talk about cloud deployment models, we have a public cloud, we have a private cloud, we have a hybrid cloud. Getting it?
Mhm.
So any questions still here, let me know.
Okay. Good.
Good, right?
Mhm.
So this is the way how it's going to go with. So this is all about today's session. 1 hour is okay for you, right?
Yeah.
Very good. So what we will do is I'll hold the session here. Too many things will mess up the session. So what we will do is I'll hold the session, and tomorrow we're going to meet at 5 o'clock, right?
Yes.
5 p.m. IST. Okay.
Tomorrow is Saturday. You wanna? I don't mind.
Okay, 5 p.m. we are going to connect. Okay. You're
Okay.
from India or US?
Yes.
You're in US. Okay. Which city? Which state? Sorry.
Yeah. I live in Missouri Street.
Actually. Okay, fine. We'll meet tomorrow same time. I mean 5 p.m. Okay. See you. Bye.
Okay. Thank you
Thank
then.
you. Bye. Indeed.
Bye. Bye.